Hey YouTube, Moose Cow here. I got a big announcement for Kings and Kaisers and Kings and Kaisers fans. And there's not really an easy way to get into it, but I'll just I'll just announce it. Um, Madman and myself are throwing our very first Kings and Kaisers tournament. It is going to be a little sooner than you think, probably, but it's going to be January 10th and 11th in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. That's near Schaumburg, northwest suburb of Chicago. And it is going to be at the Holiday Inn Express in Hoffman Estates. We are super proud of this game, and we just think that it is time for it to shine. Right now, we already have people registered or interested, have voiced planning to attend. And right now, there's going to be at least 4 tables, possibly more if more people sign up. But yeah, we have 4 tables of confirmed people who will be coming. And yeah, that's exciting enough as it is. So if anybody else out on YouTube land and, on the WhatsApp chats and stuff, anybody else is interested in attending, reach out to Madman at Grandcommandgaming at gmail.com. Let's see what else. I got my notes over here on my computer. So just kind of looking it over a little bit. So basically the plan right now is that we're definitely going to have gold, silver, bronze, and iron medals. We will have pieces for all of the tables. That includes my pieces. I'll be bringing all of my pieces for the table whatever table I play at. So I will be bringing all my flight stands, all my game pieces, my poker chips, my cigar box, and build plates. And I'll bring all that, yeah, and then Madman will also have his 3D printed pieces that he's made with Rommel and Junior together. So some tables will have those pieces, and my table will have the 1914 HBG combination that I have and such. Anyway. We're also going to be playing with all expanded units. If you're not sure what an expanded unit is, in the back of the rule book here, there are unit profiles, and there's the base game units, which of course we'll be playing with, and then the expanded units. So there will be trucks. We'll be playing with trucks. We'll be playing with railway guns, zeppelins, bombers, if anybody decides to buy these. And then we will also play, obviously, with the airship bases in conjunction with the zeppelins. Those kind of work together. You kind of have to have both. And we'll also have the hero units as well. Anyway, so very cool. Let's see. I believe we will be playing with timers, but since this is our first tournament, we will be a little loose with the chess clocks, so to speak. I don't know exactly how much time we're going to have for each side, but the plan so far is that we're gonna be trying that out. Again, registration is open. Reach out to Madman if you're interested. Send him an email at grandcommandgaming at gmail.com. I'll also post a link in the video description for a link to his announcement and his channel. The price for registration is not set yet. I've asked Madman. It will, because it's only 2 days. It's a again, it's the 10th and 11th, which is a Friday and Saturday. We were originally going to do Saturday, Sunday, but then because of the venue that we had to go with, Sunday isn't available. So we're doing Friday, Saturday. And we're doing it in January because from doing BBR Chicago, which we've announced we're not doing it this year, just too many things going on. And BBR Chicago happening in June is just kind of an inconvenient time for a lot of people, and we just kind of feel like doing it in January, doing a kind of a small mini tournament in January, post-holiday season, more people have time and availability for that and stuff. And again, this is kind of experimental and stuff too. But anyway, let's see. Madman said the price for registration is not set yet. He said it will probably be in the $70 to $80 range, probably 80-ish. If you have any questions, etc., of course, reach out to Madman and myself. You can email him at grandcommandgaming at gmail.com. You can also email me if you want at moosecowhq at gmail.com. Let's see. There will also be, because this is our first tournament, we're having to get so many more, more 1914 pieces, more just materials made and stuff for it. There's not going to be any prizes this year. Again, it's just a 2-day tournament. There's not going to be any raffle prizes. At least at this time, there's not going to be any raffle prizes. Again, our first tournament, it's just going to be enough of a challenge just to get everything set and ready that all the tables need to play. So at this time, no prizes. If we do this again, it'll probably be prizes then. But anyway, but there is one really cool thing. And so if you know 1914, if you know Kings and Kaisers, micro dice are the style, the style of the game. And it's different from regular D6 dice where, sometimes you need to roll so many of them at once, and it's just kind of a different feel, and it's really cool. I've used my color-coded dice. These are dice available from Warlord Games. But Madman has been working really hard, and he has designed and gotten made official Kings and Kaisers hit dice, and they will be, I don't have them yet, so I can't show you those, but they'll be the same size, 10 millimeter. They're the same size, 10 millimeter, instead of 16 millimeter. The corners will be a little harsher than these, though. They'll be a little more, the harsh corner style of dice. But he has it's whites, light blues, dark blues, not black, and then like a dark red. And then each set also comes with a few poison gas dice in yellow as well. And those will be different than not. They're labeled 1 through 3 instead of hits, because it just ties. You do need to know 1 through 3 for the poison gas, but you don't need to know 4, 5, 6. Anyway, those will be featured at the tournament, and I'll probably still keep these, and I'll have my own. I just haven't been able to meet up with Madman yet to pick up a couple sets for myself. But those will be featured at the tournament, and you can buy them from Madman. I think he said they're going to be $40 from him in person, or if you want them shipped, they'll be like $45. And Madman told me this morning that they are now also available on combatminiatures.com, and they're $42.95 plus shipping. I will put a link to that in those dice in the video description as well. So that's really exciting. New thing on Kings and Kaisers on Combat Miniatures. So big progress. So I guess it's kind of a double announcement. We got the official dice, we got the game, we've got the tournament going on and stuff. Very cool. So that basically about covers majority of the tournament news announcement. We hope to see you there. It's going to be exciting. We got 4 tables of people already. So if you're interested, even if you don't have a partner, if you're interested, reach out to Madman again at grandcommandgaming@gmail.com. And again, reach out to him if you want the dice ordered from him, or if you want him to set some dice aside for you at the tournament, etc. Now, in terms of how we're going to do this game in person at the tournament, let's see. We're going to have a few tournament rule modifications, we decided. And leading up to the tournament, I will do occasional rule clarification videos as to like how the tech works, how the field technology works, dogfighting, submerging, the Russian Revolution, strategic bombing raids, the differences in those, railing, moving between contested territories. I could see myself doing all of those. If you have any rules for Kings and Kaisers that you would like clarified, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll get to those. Let's see. So the rules changes that we're going to do for the tournament, to save time. It's kind of a little sad because we like it a lot, but to save time, because it's a tournament setting, we're not going to play with the Russian Civil War. So the revolution will still occur, or can still occur rather. And so because of the Russian Civil War won't be played to save time, because if you do the Russian Civil War, you got to pause the game, set it up, and time is of the essence with these tournaments and stuff. So the Russian Civil War, we're just not going to play with that. And therefore the Fate of Russia victory point will not be in play. And what we're going to do is that the Russian Revolution point is now going to be worth 2 victory points, not just 1. It'll be similar to how If you snag London, Paris, Berlin, and Vienna, those are all worth 2. Everything else is worth 1 normally, but the Russian Revolution point will now be worth 2. Additionally, we're going to have it so the Western Front point, dominant control of these 6 territories: Rhine Province, Alsace, Belgium, Lorraine, Burgundy, Picardy. Dominant control of those 6 territories, 2 points. So the Western Front's going to be 2 points. Russian Revolution's going to be 2 points. Let's see. And then last but not least, there's going to be 1 modification, and I could see this getting changed into the manual. Changed in the manual, possibly later on down the road, but we'll get to that bridge when we cross it, or we'll make it an errata sheet or whatnot, because it's really the only change. So, let's see. Okay, so got a little example set up right here. You know what? I'm going to add a few more units. To make this clearer. Okay. All right. So we got to talk about Sneaky Carls. In our last YouTube war game, this came up, and it was Operation Devil Dogs. If you were watching, it did come up at one point in our game, and that led to a kind of a discussion between myself, Madman, Crowdfather, Jonah, and so on and so forth. So if you're coming from BBR or Axis and Allies in general, if you don't know what a Sneaky Carl is, a Sneaky Carl means that you can't load. If you are able to move a ship, a surface warship, into a sea zone that has transports, and then you become at war, like say England declares war against Germany, but now they can't load their transports because this sea zone is hostile. So in 1940, in BBR, it's not usually a big giant deal. It comes up, but it's usually a Sneaky Carl happening with like Britain Sneaky Carling Japan over here. That's usually what happens. That's usually where it comes into play, and then everybody gets upset. But it basically means like, okay, you can't load your surface warships. So in 1914 and in Kings and Kaisers, which up until now we've followed the 1914 rule of it, it can potentially happen a lot more, especially if you don't know the rules. So in 1914, if you move into a hostile sea zone, you can just stop your movement. And all it really means, a hostile sea zone means, is that it stops your movement of your surface warships, of your surface ships. However, it doesn't mean you have to attack. So theoretically, Germany in 1914 and in the Kings and Kaisers 1.5, all they have to do to prevent Britain from loading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 transports is to sacrifice 1 cruiser and hope it doesn't get hit by a mine in this sea zone here. It can also potentially happen like down here as well, or here in the Med. It's basically, really, it's going to come into play here and here for the most part. So it doesn't take much to like, and it also theoretically could happen off the coast of Portugal as well. But it doesn't take much of a genius to figure out that this is kind of an unfair trade. A $9 cruiser versus blocks, 6 transports worth of units from being able to load. And, when you have a round limit game, it makes a big deal. And it definitely stings a lot if you don't know that's the rule. And also there's kind of concern that it's just not an intuitive rule. And it's just, a poor play move, so to speak. So we kind of went back and forth, the 4 of us, talking about like what could we do to change this rule, and ultimately what we decided to do. Well, let me get into this. First, we thought, what if we made it so you can still move into a sea zone, because we like the idea of being able to move into a sea zone and combat does not have to occur. We like that a lot. I think it's different. I think it's cool. It makes sense. Sea zones are vast amounts of sea, weather, so waves, etc., especially in the North Sea up here. You're not automatically going to find somebody or want to find somebody, But anyway, I digress. So first we thought about like, okay, you cannot Sneaky Carl, block transports from loading unless you have equal or 2 or more surface warships. Well, that sounds fair at first, but Germany is, in this game, likely never going to have more surface warships than Britain. So that didn't sit right with me. Usually they're pumping out subs, an occasional cruiser, maybe one extra dreadnought or something. Then we thought about, well, what if one surface warship, it's like the blockade rule, one surface warship prevents up to 3 transports from loading. Well, that felt like a little too much. That still felt like a little too much. So what we've decided, Madman suggested this, so I'll give him all the credit. What we decided and what we settled on, rather than mirroring the blockade rule, we mirror the detection rule. So one surface warship, doesn't matter if it's a dreadnought or a cruiser, will prevent up to 2 transports from loading. So if Germany wants to prevent this many transports from loading and going here without conducting combat, they'd have to send in 3 surface warships, and they would have to survive the mines. This technically could get damaged, but it would still prevent them from loading. And that would prevent those 6 transports from loading. Now, say if one got hit, that means 2 transports would still be able to load and 4 ships would not. And then if you're trying to do that as Germany, this is a bigger sacrifice to doing that. It's a much more of a consequence. More of a consequence. It's more fair, and it's not just this. This is an annoying move. I don't even, when I do this move, when I've done this move, I don't even like doing this move because it's I know it's an annoying move, and I know it's gonna like upset the who I'm playing against. This seems more fair. Like how bad do I really want to not have more British troops on the land, on the land. Now, again, granted, these transports could still go over here. They could fight in the sea zone, come back, and drop guys off this way, You can still do that. There are ways around the Sneaky Carl situation. But I guess, that is the modification we have chosen to do. So we are going to be playing with this rule at the tournament. I've already typed it up, so if you want me to send you what the text for that rule is going to be before we send it out to the people who are attending. We also just don't want people to be surprised and caught off guard by this because it's different. Again, it's different from BBR. It's not the same as BBR. It's a different game. It's a different conflict, different time period. But anyway, so that is, if you want me to send the text to you, again, just reach out to my email at moosecow@gmail.com, and I'll gladly send it your way for what we're thinking for that right now. Anyway, again, we'll also have battle boards. Of course, we'll have maps and we'll have the rule books. But that's basically all for now. I think I have covered just about everything. Very excited for this to happen. Very, very cool that we'll be doing this. Kind of a nice change of pace from everything we've done with BBR and whatnot. And just, continuing to move forward with Kings and Kaisers. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys, anybody at the tournament. Again, reach out, send a comment, check out Madman's channel, check out Combat Miniatures for the dice. Even if you don't want to play Kings and Kaisers, the dice are still great for 1914, so, or just Axis and Allies in general if you want micro dice. So anyway, that's about all I have. That's about all I have to talk about. I'm about to hit 20 minutes or so. So again, thanks for watching. Hope to see you there. That's all I got for now, so stay tuned for future updates. I'll do some rule videos probably sooner than later. Better to get those out of the way as soon as possible, just so people have, time to go over all of it. Anyway, or digest everything, All right, so we will still have the China National Protection War. China will still be in play. It's just that the Russian Revolution, the Russian Civil War won't be in play for our tournament. But anyway, that's all for now. Take care. Bye-bye then.